こんにちは、ゆきこです。今回の動画、読み物はこちらになります。E.T. です。ちょっと本がこんなになってしまってますが、ずいぶん昔に買った本でも読んでなかったんですね。なぜかっていうと、映画を見ているので、もうそれで、ただ本はコレクションっていう感じで持ってたんですけれども、E.T. はですね、私が19歳の時にアメリカに夏休み1ヶ月、大学2年生の時ですけれども、行った時、ホームステイ先の方について、もう本当に数日した頃に連れてってもらったんですね。で、その時私、英語全く喋れませんでして、ですので、なんか E.T. とシンクロナイズした感じだったんです。E.T. も全然違うところにやってきて大変だったっていうことで、私もついて、右左分からずですね、言葉も分からず、どうしていいのか分からずっていう感じで、なので非常に共感しまして、涙を最後はボロボロ流して、映画終わったっていう、すごい私にとってはすごい印象の残っている映画です。で、せっかくなので日記と一緒にこれを読みたいと思って、今回はこれを選んでみました。ということで始めたいと思います。
Extraterrestrial.
Well, you said that.
Extraterrestrial.
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 Yes.
ですね、最初から非常に難しい言葉ですけれども、これが E.T. というのを略した言葉なんですね。Extraterrestrial っていうのが正式な名前で、それを短くして E.T. ということです。私はてっきりE.T. っていうのはニックネームかなっていうふうぐらいにしか思ってなかったんですけれども、そういうことです。
Extraterrestrial.
It's hard word.
It's not easy to say it. Woke next morning, not knowing what planet he was on. Come on, you have to hide. The space creature was pushed across the room into a closet and shut in behind its louvered door. Louvered door.
Louvered. It's French word.
French word.
You know the louvered pieces of wood. And you pull down the little thing and they shut.
Ah, yes.
That's louvered.
Oh, that's louvered. In a few more minutes, the rest of the house woke. The creature heard the voice of an older boy, and then that of the mother. He huddled in the closet as the mother entered and spoke. Time for school, Elliot. Elliot?
Elliot, that's his name.
His name, Elliot.
Elliot.
Time for school, Elliot.
That's right.
I'm sick, Mum. Oh, I'm sick, Mum. That the extraterrestrial peeked through the louvers of the closet door. The boy had returned to bed and seems to plead with the tall, willowy creature. She placed the tube in the boy's mouth and left the room. The boy quickly held it up to the light above his bed, heated the fluid within it.
He did a what?
Heated the fluid.
He heated the fluid within it. Right.
Fluid within it.
ですね、映画を見てらっしゃる方はお分かりかと思うんですが、そうですね、男の子が仮病を使うわけですね。で、熱が出てるっていう、気分が悪いってことで、お母さんが風頭っていうので口に、 体温計を突っ込むわけですね。で、それを男の子が、お母さんが出てったらすぐにそれを取って上にあるライトに当てて、その液体、中にある液体ですね、それを熱を与えて、で、体温が高いように見せたっていう、そういうシーンですね。
And placed it back in his mouth as the mother returned. The old scientist nodded. A trick known around the galaxy. You have a temperature. I guess I do. You waited outside last night for that thing to come back, didn't you? The boy nodded. The woman turned toward.
Where are you?
I'm sorry. The women turned toward.
私これいつも間違えるんですけど、この WARD とか AR がWAR だったのか WAR だったのか忘れてしまうんですね。toward ですね。読んでたら、忘れてしまいました。
Closet. The extraterrestrial shrunk back into the corner, but only her hand entered, going to a quilt that lay about him on the shelf. She placed it upon the boy. Think you'll live if I go to work.
Think you'll live if I go to work? Question mark.
Think you'll leave if I go to work? She thought he was probably calling her again, but he had been having some rough nights lately. She hoped it wasn't weird drugs that were making him crazy. His eyes looked a little strange, but his father's eyes had been frequently dilated, with.
Do you know what that means?
Frequently dilated. It's big? No.
It's small, I think, dilated.
Small.
Dilate, yes.
Frequently dilated, with delusions of one thing and another. Maybe it was hereditary. No. Hereditary. No.
Hereditary. It's like you inherit. You inherit it from your mother or something, you know.
So maybe it was hereditary.
Maybe
Okay.
it was
Hereditary. No. Hereditary.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
She said. Okay, she said. You can stay home, but no TV. Understand? You are not to disintegrate in front of the box. She turned and went through the doorway, then paused, looking down at the door.
What did she do?
Then paused.
She paused.
Paused. She saw.
Paused.
Paused.
No, she didn't pose. To pose is to pose. That's pause, which means stop.
Paused.
Pause. Paused.
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 Paused. Paused. Then paused, looking down at the door frame. Has that damn dog been chewing up here again? I'm going to have his teeth capped with rubber. She marched off down the hall, but after a few steps she tilted, as if a wave had washed over her. Washed over her. She steadied herself and felt her forehead. A faint ripple ran across it, like fairy fingertips touching her. But a moment later it was gone. She opened Gertie? No.
Gertie.
Gertie. She opened Gertie's door. Rise and shine.
She said, so she opened the door and she went, rise and shine.
Rise and shine. She opened Gertie's door. Rise and shine. The child sat up, blinking, then cheerfully put her legs over the side of the bed. I was dreaming about the pervert, Mummy. Oh, really? He had a long, funny neck and big, bulging eyes.
Bulging.
Big, bulging eyes.
Bulging, coming out, big and bulging.
Was he wearing a raincoat? He wasn't wearing anything. It certainly sounds like a pervert, thought Mary, but she couldn't slow down for further speculation. Time for breakfast. You go and help Michael. She continued onward into the bathroom for a brief morning wash with some ridiculous expensive soap that melted faster than ice. The bar, full-sized 2 days ago, was now a teensy-weensy, transparent silver. But a friend had told her it prevented wrinkles, blemishes, pimples, and the warts. And warts.
They're like little growths on your thumbs.
Warts. She lathered up. Lathered?
Lathered up.
Lathered.
Making it soapy, but soap going soapy.
Okay. Lathered up. The soap vanished completely, and that was that. Another $6 bar of nothingness down the drain. She dried off, and the dream of the recent night rose out of her morning fog. A dream about a man, but a very short man, with an enormous pot belly and a funny waddling walk. Must be the pervert. She continued on toward breakfast, which was the usual blur, and then out of the house to the driveway, where Michael was practicing his driving back in the car toward the street. Here you go, Mum, he said, stepping out. Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear, she said. Is it okay? Thank you, dear.
That's better.
Thank you, dear, she said, getting behind the wheel and gripping it with her regular grim determination. She popped the clutch, gave it too much gas, and squealed away from the house. Squealed. Michael cheering her. Elliot hearing the
Cheering her.
cheering her.
Hooray, hooray.
Michael cheering her. Elliot, hearing the departure, got out of bed and opened the closet door. The extraterrestrial shrunk back. Hey, come on, out of there, said Elliot, extending his hand. Reluctantly, the old monstrosity waddled forward out of the closet and looked around. A wide variety of objects met his gaze, all of them queer-shaped, most of them plastic. The only familiar item was a desk, but too high for one with such short legs as his own. And did he think he might write a letter and mail it to the moon? What am I going to call you? Elliot looked into the great flashing eyes of the monster, where tiny blossoms of energy kept blooming and fading to be replaced by others. The creature was sensing his way around, and Elliot stood back to give him room. You are an extraterrestrial, right? Extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial.
Sorry?
Extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial.
Yes.
Extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial. Terrestrial. You are an extraterrestrial, right? The extraterrestrial blinked, and Elliot felt the great orbs answering him somehow. But the message was just a buzzing in his brain, and if a fly were inside his head. As if a fly were inside his head. Elliot opened the bedroom door. The monster jumped back, for the nasty little beast of an earth dog, slavering on the other side, stupid curiosity in his eyes, and friendliness on his tongue. Harvey, be good. Don't bite or anything. Nice dog. Nice Harvey. Ew. The dog's speech was lower down the communication chain than the boy's sounding like a space cruiser stuck in reverse. See, Harvey? He's okay. He won't hurt you, see? A faint wisp of mist came from the monster's toe. Harvey put his nose into the mist and saw dog dimensions he wasn't prepared for. A great soup bomb of light, hurtling through the night, hurtling through the night, flashing, with a howling sound, descending into ancient echo chambers of space.
He's enjoying it.
The dog cringed, his mind reeling. A fearful moan came from his lips. He backed off, nose down. The monster came forward. Do you talk? Elliot snapped his fingertips up and down like a yakking mouth. The elderly scientist blinked again, then moved his own fingertips, making galactic intelligence patterns, the cosmic supercode of survival 10 million years worth. Elliot blinked stupidly as the whizzing fingertips described delicate orbits, spirals, angles of physical law. Oi.
No.
The old creature dropped his hands in frustration, seeing that nothing was grasped, and recollecting again that this this was just a 10-year-old child. Well, what am I supposed to do? The aged monster studied the situation. His brain was evolved so far past the boy's powers of comprehension, he could barely think where to begin. I'm too specialized, thought the monster. Let me see. He tried to scale himself down to the crude bumblings of Earth's meditation, but wound up merely twiddling his digit. How could he hope to sign the great equations, those supreme insights born of wandering super segments of time? He could barely ask for an M&M. Elliot walked over to the radio, turned it on. You like this tune? You like rock and roll? A sound such as the Space Wanderer had never heard before was pouring out of the radio. Telepathically.
Yes.
He received the image of rocks rolling down a hillside. He covered his sensitive ear flaps with both hands and crouched low.
Oh,
Crouched.
Ow.
Ow. It's difficult. Sometimes you ow, sometimes
That's English, isn't it?
Ow. Crouched low. Elliot looked around, trying to think of other important things a creature from space should know about. He fished a quarter out of his bank. Here's some of our money. The ancient traveler stared at the boy and tried to comprehend his speech, but the tongue of earth was a blur of dull articulation. Here, see, it's a quarter. The object offered was a small, flat round with a shiny coating, different hued from the M&M. But possibly this was even stronger survival food. He bit down. A piece of junk. Yeah, right, said Elliot. You can't eat that. Hey, are you hungry again? I'm hungry. Let's go home. Let's go have something to eat. Harvey, Elliot admonished the dog. Out of the way. Harvey whined and tiptoed aside, then followed Elliot and the monster downstairs to the kitchen. He crouched by his dog bowl and signaled Elliot that he wanted some alpo to settle his nerves.
Like a medicine.
Oh, this medicine. A whole canful, which he'd gobble down in one bite. But Elliot ignored the request, and Harvey had to settle for toothing the edge of his dish.
Part 1ここで切りたいと思います。この Extraterrestrial って言い方が非常に難しいんですが、練習してみてください。ということで、パート2に行きたいと思います。それでは、See you in the part 2. Bye!